So people always ask, how do you get private clients from doing Uber Black and Lyft? Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I do use those apps as lead generation tools, but I'm not out here poaching every single rider or shoving business cards in everybody's face. Because in this video, I'm going to show you how I actually build a private client list in the right way, without being desperate, without undercutting myself, and without burning bridges. So I drive Uber Black, and I also run a black car service. But I use these apps the way they should be used, for cash flow and for leads, not as my only plan. So let me break down exactly how I get clients and how I think about who I even want as a client and why patience will make you way more money than chasing every single passenger. So I want to be really clear about this part because I don't want people twisting my words. So yes, I do use Uber and I do use Lyft as lead generation tools. But no, I am not out here poaching every single rider. Here's how I actually handle it. I don't hand out a card to everybody that gets in my car. I don't pitch my private service to every single passenger. I let the right people come to me. And most of the time, people notice that I do black car service, or they ask about my vehicle or the level of service, and then they ask that magic question, do you have a card? That's when I give them my card and my information. So I'm not pushing my service, I'm responding to interest. That protects me, it keeps things professional, and it filters out the people who would never going to become real clients anyway. Now here's something a lot of drivers never think about. Not everybody is a good fit to be a private client. I'm only one driver, I'm not a fleet, and I can only handle so many people. So I'm looking for people who actually use the airport regularly, people who are comfortably afford my service, and people who value consistency and experience, not just price. So what is the ideal client? Well, my ideal client is a person that flies every week or every other week. So these weekly airport riders are the ones who bring you predictable money. Those holiday only people, those we feel like going to dinner one time people, well, there's nothing wrong with them. But if I fill my calendar with those one-off rides, I end up blocking time for the people who actually use me every week. So I'd rather have fewer high-quality clients that use me consistently than a long list of random one-time riders. So this is that part that separates a driver from an actual business owner, is you have to be patient. When you first start, it is tempting to hand out your card to every single person, to drop your prices just to get a client, and to say yes to anything that moves. But here is the problem. Just because you make a little bit more than you would if it was with Uber, doesn't mean you charge them what they're willing to pay. So if you undercut too hard, you train people to see you as a cheaper option. You might even be charging way less than what they already pay for private service. Or you might lock yourself into low-paying relationships that block your schedule. So being patient means letting the right people find you and ask, sticking to your value instead of panicking over every inquiry, and waiting for clients who see you as a service, not as a cheaper Uber alternative. So I really look at my client base as two pillars, right? The first one is the apps. So this is where I meet a lot of people for the first time. I give them a great experience. Some of them ask, do you have a card? And then those people get into my private world. Then you actually have the best part, which is word of mouth. So once I've built some solid clients, that's when it starts to get to compound, right? Then they tell their friends, their family, their coworkers, or people in their office or building. You start hearing, hey, my friend uses you for the airport every week. Can I get your info? That second pillar doesn't show up on day one. That comes later. But the only way to earn that is by literally doing solid work, being consistent, and not being thirsty or pushy. So now let's talk about what I know about, and that's marketing. Because this is where a lot of people waste time. Not every platform is right for every business. So here's how I break it down. TikTok, right? I do use it, but I don't use it for private clients. I use TikTok to build relationships with other drivers. I use it to share content, and I use it to grow my marketing and content side. My black car clients, well, they're not scrolling TikTok looking for a chauffeur. Most of them are on TikTok only if they are influencers, And a lot of those people aren't trying to pay a premium service unless it's a collab. So TikTok for me is not for finding clients. So for a black car service, well, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. That's where my clients are. So I use Instagram and Facebook for local presence, credibility, and ads. YouTube, well, those ads run locally in areas that I want to target. So when somebody in my market is searching for airport rides, black car service, or a chauffeur, well, they see me. I'm not trying to go viral with my clients. I just want the right people in the right area to see my brand and say, okay, well, he looks legit. Now, another piece of that real world side is actually building relationships with local hotels, resorts, and conference spots. So if people are flying in and they're staying at nice properties, going to events, there's money there. So I figure out which hotels and resorts in my area cater to business travelers, conferences, weddings, and higher end guests. Then I talk to the valet or the concierge about my service, and I let them know what I offer, what kind of guests I'm a good fit for, and how to get in touch with me if they need a car. Now let's be real, sometimes to get them on board, you might have to offer them some type of monetary incentive. Now you just have to be smart. You can't just give them so much that you're not actually making anything. But it has to be just enough that it's worth their time to remember you over somebody else. So again, you're building relationships. You're not just dropping off a stack of cards and hoping for the best. So now I know you're thinking, well, what do you actually charge? Well, here's my honest answer. I don't share my exact pricing and structure publicly. I base my rates on my market, my vehicle, and my cost. And I'm not trying to be the cheapest. There's a market rate for a reason. And if somebody wants to undercut me, well, they can. But most of the time, they're just hurting their own business. So if you're serious about building prices for your own market, that's consultation level information. So people that do their own research, or they can pay to get that breakdown from me directly. So that's how I actually get private clients. I use Uber and Lyft as a lead generation tool, not as my whole life. And I'm also very selective about who I even want as a client. But you also got to stay patient so I don't cheapen my service. Then you use the right platforms, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Use those for local marketing, not just chasing views. Then you got to build real world relationships with hotels and concierges in the right areas. So that's how I do get clients. That's how I do pay structure. That's how I do all that stuff. I'll do another video later on breaking down some more stuff in more detail, but I just wanted to break down how to set up Uber Black, how to set up private, and actually how to get clients and do pricing. Now I know the pricing's vague, but you could do your own research if you really want to know about it. If you really need help, well, later on I'm going to offer some consultation services. They're not expensive. It's not a course. It's none of that. But if you need a lot more help and I got to do the work, I got to do the research, well, I've got to get paid for the time. It won't be expensive, but it'll be certain times, it'll be certain things. That will be later on. I can't really do it too much right at the moment, but I'm not trying to sell you a course. I'm actually going to help you guys end up trying to build some connections where if you really want to do this and you don't know how to do it or can't, and you're renting or you're doing whatever, I'm going to actually help you get a car. I'm going to actually help you get set up, and I'm actually going to help you market your business. But you're going to have to wait till I get all that set up, and then once I start offering that, if you're interested, well, I have it available.